Alright, told you I'd be dropping a lot of videos, and Levi wants Smokey the shop cat to be on here. Levi's missing teeth. He's fixing to break the tooth fairy. Yeah, he knows where the money comes from. Hey, how much did y'all get for tooth fairy money when you were little? Did you get money for tooth fairy? Like, when did that happen? Like, did you get money for when you lost your teeth? I got like $1. This guy's like breaking me like $5 a tooth. I don't know. Anyway, looking at a Dobinson's, assembling these struts. If you don't get these assembled, if they don't come to you assembled, then you've got a few things to work with here. So here you see a fully assembled strut. Oh, that's heavy with one hand. Here we go. So you see that it's got the protective tube inside. It's already sitting down. Sitting down where it needs to be inside of the its ring. Everything is already torqued to spec the way that Dobinson wants it. This nut will bottom out on the top, and you're gonna get about 50% collapse on this bushing here. So what you're looking at, I'm gonna set that out of the way, is when you buy, here we go, this top hat kit. Let's hold on just a second. Your top hat kit, it's going to come with extra bushings, extra washers, things you don't necessarily need. So I'm going to set this in my lap so that you can see this. When you're looking at the strut itself, okay, it's going to come with this little protective thing, because this is kind of what would you call this? Weeping seal. Anyway, this keeps the stuff that gets on the chrome from going down into the shock itself. So I see a lot of people run it without this. You can run it without this. A lot of people do, but let's show you what it looks like with it on there so that you understand its job. So take all of this off and out of the way. And then we will look at it assembled. So I'm going to run these on there. Why? All right, so once it's seated, it's a lot harder for stuff to get into that chrome and then go down into your shock. So if you just want to look at the chrome, I understand. Do your thing. With most of these, we're going to put the little protective cover on. Just depends on what the customer wants. Or anyway, it's not going to hurt truly. The way that a shock is going to fail is getting junk in it. So that's something you don't want to do over time. All right, so this goes on. Now you have this bottom washer to put on. This bottom washer, actually, I'm sorry, you typically would have the washer, and then you would put a there's another bushing that's fixing to come in. It's really hard to hold with my feet, man. The other bushing that comes next has this. There's a problem. We already have this built in on the top hat. So don't put, you see that? Of course I dropped it. But do you see this? It's already built in. You've already got that bushing in there. You don't need this bushing and then that bushing. You got too many bushings. So it comes with everything in case you reuse your old top hats and you don't want to have to put the new ones in. But at this point, you would take washer, top hat, since it has the bushing, and then the other bushing, and then the thicker of all of the washers, and then lastly this nylon lock nut. And you would obviously have to compress your spring, slip it over there. If you don't have the full, wall mount spring compressor, you can get the mobile ones. Not nearly as safe, but it gets you by. I've done a bunch of them that way. So it works. But once everything is assembled with the spring in place, this is what you're going to look like on your bushings. They're going to be squished down. That's a real technical term, isn't it? Squished. They're going to be pushed down pretty heavily. About 50% or so collapse. They're going to push down and out. And this one, I don't know, I may back it off just a touch, but supposedly this is best to bottom this nut out to the bottom of the threads. And that should give you the torque that you need on this entry-level Dobinson's kit. So anyway, got a little bit of sideways sitting there. Anyway, I may take this one back apart and look at it again, see if everything's sitting the way it should, because it's not sitting like I think it should. Okay. But anyway, that's how this one assembles. You don't use, so I'm sitting here with these extra parts, so I don't want you to be concerned that you have this washer and this bushing and this bushing and this washer and this washer all extra if you order these and assemble it yourself. These, I don't use these. These are not for use. They're set aside. If I need one later for a different assembly, great. But assembling this setup, that's all I need. Anyway, hope that helps somebody, but that's the Dobinson's Lexus, Toyota, Prado, all those assembly of the strut. Oh, I see what it is. It's not seated down in the bottom seat all the way. Check it out. We're not fully seated. That's why we're getting a little bit of lean. Okay, so I'm gonna back this back off, sit that all the way down, and then we're good to go. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Y'all always help us out so much. I appreciate the support. And if you got questions, throw them in the comments. Throw them in the comments. Anything that we could do better, all that fun stuff. And again, if we hit 5,000 subs before the end of 2021, I'm giving away a full Dobinson's IMS setup for somebody, or the cash equivalent. So, help us get there. And again, if you got questions or anything, let me know. We'll catch you next time.